I don't know how to start this one exactly. The language I use in the title is something I don't, you know, I don't do that much, at least not that extreme. But the more I look at Donald Trump, the more I see Russia. Just everything about him bumps up Russia. There was plenty during the 2016 election, there was plenty of people saying, this guy's got something, there's something about Russia in this guy. Because, he was trying to build a casino and stuff like that and in Moscow and stuff. I don't know if any of that stuff made a difference or not. But his campaign manager is Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort went to jail for being essentially a Russian agent. Now, Trump, when he got in, he pardoned the guy. But he was, he's a Russian agent. There were communications. And once the election was over, you saw Moscow just celebrating like they'd won something big.
Это все, it's done! It's done! It's done! I congratulate American people with their will and with their democracy and with their strength and with their courage. Yeah, so this is not only the victory for the Americans who defended their democracy against the liberal globalist elites. No, this is the victory that American people brought to the whole world.
For the first, his first term, it was always Russia was a good guy, and we need to get along with him, which sounds great, but anyway, that's what he kept saying. Putin was great. Then there was Helsinki, and watch that and tell me what you think.
Has never interfered, is not going to interfere into internal American affairs, какие-либо конкретные материалы.
President Putin, he just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be. I have great confidence in my intelligence people, but I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today.
Of course, there was a Mueller investigation, and unlike what Trump likes to say, that was not just, he was not cleared, not even close. I think he said there was not enough evidence to probably convict him on colluding with Russia, but he obstructed the investigation. Absolutely did. Okay, in collusion with Russia, it wasn't hard to do. He did have contact, who were the first people that he took on a tour of the White House? Was the Russian ambassador. The only news agency that came with them was a Russian news agency. There was no American news agency came with them for that tour. What did they say there? What was the communications there? This guy is not an open fellow. So all these things, I'm looking back on all these things, and he gets so incensed, even yet, he still gets totally incensed about what he calls Russia, 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 the investigation into him with Russia. Now, it's just open and blatant. He comes to this thing with Ukraine, and the talking points that he's talked about are the Russian talking points. The Russian news media is saying, yeah, we're right with him, yeah, this is great. Of course it's great. He's giving them everything they want in this thing. I want the killing to stop. He's never wanted that with anything before, but That's what the Russians told him. Say that. Say that. You're going to start World War III.
The lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
How many times has Russia said that during the Ukraine war? If you give them such and such weapons, we're going to start you're going to start a nuclear war. They keep doing that, and almost everything he says, you can trace back to the Russians, and the Russians are saying, "Yeah, we're right in line with him. This is great." And then he gets Zelensky in there, and Zelensky is operating a government that has been pretty well hammered. And they have tried negotiation after negotiation after negotiation. Remember, in 1994, Ukraine said, we will give up our nuclear weapons for a protection. That you will sign that you won't attack us and all this. They attacked them anyway. I mean, they've been attacking them forever. 2014 took Crimea, and they've had ceasefires, constantly had ceasefires, and Russia always broke the ceasefires. And here's Vance telling him in that stupid meeting, why don't you just negotiate? They've been trying to negotiate forever. The Russians are just going to take whatever they can take. Well, this all leads me to Trump wants close ties with Russia because Russia is a dictatorship and he loves a dictatorship. That's what he wants. This Project 2025 is part of this. This thing with Doge, with Musk running around, it's there to destroy the administrative state. His arguments about we should take over Greenland, make Canada our 51st state, take over Panama. All these things are things that Russia wants to do. They're wanting to take more land. They're wanting to gain more influence with other countries and literally just take them over. Belarus is one. He took over part of Georgia. Belarus is just a puppet state. And we've got a president right now that he wants to do the same thing. This is what he wants to do. Remember, he's talking, I'm so democratic, hooray for the U.S., hooray for the U.S., and he grabs and kisses the flag. Every fascist out there has done exactly that same stuff. They're nationalists. I'm for our country as long as I can be the dictator. Everything he says are Russian talking points, and they haven't changed. I'm just surprised he's as open about it as he is. But I think you're going to find that this guy is going to stop the sanctions on Russia. He's going to open up as much trade as he can with Russia. Probably China too. I haven't seen what's going to happen with China yet. He'll probably give China Taiwan. But he's going to try to make himself just like Russia and try to make a pact between Russia and Donald Trump's U.S. and probably China too, because their goals are all the same. That's it on this one.